statement, and then we'll do question and answer.
Sure. First thing I'd like to do is congratulate Coach Gilmore on a Hall of Fame. Incredible career, inspirational career to a lot of young coaches like myself that admired the program that he has built from afar, and now seeing it up close in the state, and just know how hard it is to reach that level, and to, a guy like that and a program like that that's consistently in the hunt to go to Omaha, and then when they won it all in 2016, just incredible legacy that he leaves behind. So just wanted to acknowledge him and the great team that they had and have always had, the program that they've always had. I also would like to just, from the bottom of all of our hearts, our entire team, Team 127, the electricity at DKS this weekend was another level. I knew we had more in there, but to see it come out and see the cell phone lights like we're at a concert, and it's just, the place was rocking. It was the best atmosphere I've ever seen it. And just appreciate the fans, the crowd, the community. So happy that our team, our players, were able to contribute some memories that the kids and the people of this community will take with them forever, and just know that there's more to do. As fun as that was, celebrating a regional championship, this story is still being written for Team 127. There's more work to be done. We have a huge weekend ahead, and look forward to more electricity out of DKS. But all in all, just very proud of this team. They are a team that's they've been about all the right things since day one. They compete in everything they do, from the classroom to the field, and how they serve the community, and just the type of dudes they are, and they deserve to be called champions forever. So very, very proud of this group, and they've earned this. They've certainly earned this, and there's more to play for, which is even better.
All right, we're going to go to the third row first, then back to the second row, and then the cameras. That'll be our first three.
I'll start with, this is David Hood with TigerNet.com, and I'll start with Coach Bakich, but then each of the players. Coach, what possessed you to run out there and jump on top of the wall and celebrate? And then for all the players, what was that like to, finally let loose and celebrate with the fans like that?
For me, screw it, why not? I like getting in the mix with these guys. Sometimes I think I'm younger than I am, so but I just was really just inspired by the moment, and just wanted to jump up into the crowd.
All right, we'll start with Jacob down there to make a comment on that question, and then Blake, and then Austin.
Yeah, it was amazing just to be a part of something like this, and to be able to go into the outfield and just see the fans out there after winning tonight was something that you can't really describe. It was just a great feeling.
I would say probably one of the coolest things, if not the coolest thing I've ever done on a baseball field. When we were doing the alma mater, Coach Bakich kind of tapped me on the shoulder. He's like, "We're going to the Cajun Cafe. We're jumping up there." And we have a picture of it on the wall in our facility. So I'm like, man, that would be so cool. And to be able to be a part of that, it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really say it any better than those two just said it, but it's one of the coolest experiences that I've ever been a part of. I don't think anything will beat that until, ever probably. So
Next weekend.
that's what I'm focused on right now.
Okay.
Let's go to the second row and then back to the cameras.
Blake, Trevor Gross, TigerNet.com. So that was the coolest thing you've ever done on a baseball field, was the old hidden ball trick tonight, the second coolest. I mean, take us through that. How hard was it to play it cool like you did, and you really got Ethan out of the jam there early?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Me and Ethan, we did that last year, so we have pretty good chemistry on that. I don't really remember how I ended up with the ball, but I ended up with the ball, and I kind of, I just gave Ethan a fist pump, let's go. But I think they thought I gave the ball to him, or they just weren't paying attention. So I stood next to the bag, and I was just waiting for him I was waiting to see what he does, and I was actually going to give the ball back because I thought he saw my glove, but sure enough, he stepped right off. I'm like, let's go, and tagged him. And Ethan didn't step on the mound, called him out, and it was awesome.
All right, let's go to the back of the cameras, then we're going to the front row. Cameras, you want us a question? Yes, you're up.
Coach, after such a big celebration, how do you
refocus the guys to, like you said, recalibrate and win more games?
Well, these guys they'll do that. I mean, they've been able to center themselves so many times. I mean, it's the reason why we've been able to come back from so many deficits. They understand mental toughness is being able to get back to the middle and being able to stay centered and get back to neutral. So we're certainly going to enjoy this one tonight, but come tomorrow, we're going to figure out what's next, who we're playing, and start our preparation for that. So we know that we didn't come this far only to come this far, and there's much more to be done. But when you do accomplish something and you have these checkpoint moments that are these awesome memory-making things along the way, you gotta go all in and celebrate that. So it would have been an opportunity missed if we didn't jump into the Cajun Cafe and hang out with everyone in the cheap seats throwing beer on us. I mean, that was the best beer shower you could ever ask for. But that's what we want. We want our players to experience that. We want our fans to experience that, and we want to just do that over and over and over again as many times as possible. So I'm glad we did it, but we are very aware that there's more to be done, but we're going to celebrate it tonight for sure.
All right, let's go to the front row.
Jason Brewster, Clemson Insider, to Austin and Blake. You guys are, two of the players who've been around here the longest. What's it mean to finally get this program over that long, back in super regional plays? It's been almost 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's special. I mean, you can see it with our celebration, jumping in the Cajun Cafe. Something that hasn't been done in a while, but, this is what we work for all year, and, really happy this program is back to where it belongs. But obviously we have more work to do, but this is pretty special.
Coming in here 3 years ago, never would have thought, this is where we'd be now. But, looking back on it, I wouldn't trade any of it for the world. It's just an awesome feeling to be able to kind of, have this feeling with some of the guys that, have been here a long time, Blake and Nick Clayton and some of those guys. But, yeah, it's a very awesome feeling.
All right, let's go to the second row, and then we're going to go back to the cameras. Second row, John, sorry.
John Blau, coach. The hidden ball trick, I know you guys used that at MSU last year, and that was a real turning point for you guys. Does Blake have free reign to just do that whenever he wants? Is that a call? And how kind of appropriate is that this, again, you use it, it takes you guys to the next level?
I had no idea he was doing it, and I didn't know he did it at Florida State. I didn't know he was doing it tonight. I was getting ready to go out to the mound, and that changed the entire inning, gave Ethan a huge boost. I mean, he was going to go from, 2 runners on, runner at third, 1 out to, or second and third, or whatever it was. But it changed the whole complexion of the early outing for him. It helped him settle down, I thought. But no, they have playground mentality, and that's what we want. We want our guys to play mentally free. We want them to improvise, whether it's Hindy doing a no-look glove flip, Blake trying a hidden ball trick, whatever. If they can harness their 10-year-old selves and little league self and just play with a smile on their face and just go get it, go for it. I mean, screw it, why not? I mean, that's how we're going to be champions. We're not going to be conservative. We're going to go all the way to the aggressive stupid line and floor it.
Let's go to the cameras in the back. Do you have a question?
Yeah, this is for Coach Bakich. For so long, it feels like, we've been asking the question, what will it take for this team to break through and win a regional? And for you guys to accomplish that tonight and for you to celebrate with everyone on the field, what was kind of going through your mind in that moment?
I've said this before, but for me, it's like I instantly go to dad mode Christmas morning and watching young kids tear open presents, and to see the genuine, authentic expressions of joy on their faces, that's what we're chasing. We're chasing those celebratory moments. That's, I saw it in not only all of our guys, but all the fans, and taking the lap and giving everyone a high five. I mean, that's what it's all about. And so that's all I was thinking about, is just happy for the kids, proud, happy for the community, just really happy for everyone who got to experience it and make those memories.
Let's go to the second row right here. And then we're going to go here one more time, and then back here in the third row. That'll be 3.
Darian Carter, Big Ring the News. Coach, the 8th inning was kind of wild with Coastal making their run, but you guys kind of responded like you guys kind of always do. What was the message in the dugout? Is it just business as usual and we're used to these situations, or it's like, come on guys, let's try to get some run?
We usually, when another team scores, we'll talk about winning the frame, so winning the inning. So if they score 3, we'll want to score 4. But at that point, we already had a lead. We had Gordo on the mound. It was just more of, hey, let's get a couple, And then Cam steps in there and hits a bomb, and then it was just kind of then an error, and then it was just kind of on. And we had been hitting a lot of balls hard tonight, and it seemed like they made 15 running catches in the gap. I mean, we squared a lot of balls up, and just they didn't fall and didn't fall and didn't fall, and finally they all fell in that inning, which led to the big inning. But that was just kind of the explosion we were looking for, and I think once that momentum started rolling, it just started catching a lot more steam, and you had a lot of guys hitting balls hard, and starting with Cam, but then Becetta's ball was like 200 miles an hour off the bat. That thing was a rope. And then Alden Mathis, a huge hit to bust it open. Hindy right behind him. Both those guys with 2 RBI doubles. So really, it just the whole thing just started to get contagious and in a good way for us.
Let's go to the second row.
Austin, Trevor Groves, TigerNet.com. Huge strikeout there in the 8th when Coastal made it 6-5. I think that pitch was 96 miles per hour. I asked Coach Bakich on Monday, it's kind of been closer by committee all season for you guys. You were an early season weekend starter. I asked him if you would really embrace that role as a closer. It looks like you really have.
Yeah, absolutely. It just comes down to doing what the team needs. Whatever these guys need, everyone in that bullpen's going to have their back, and just even the bullpen, guys handed it off to the next. Ethan handed it off to Reed, and then Reed ended up handing it off to me. But that's just what it's all about. Just watching all these guys have fun and watching the team succeed.
Do we have any other questions? Right here. So we've got 3 more. Brian, are you okay with that? We'll go third row, second row, first row.
David Hood, TigerNet.com again. For Jacob and Blake, talking about that 8th inning, it looked like the crowd was just waiting to explode like you guys were. Are you able to put into words what that 8th inning was like for both of you? Just, being a part of that and kind of watching what was happening in the stadium?
It was cool. It was awesome. Pretty electric. I mean, just know that all those fans, they have our backs. They've had them all season, but to see everyone with the flashlights and all that stuff, it was so cool, and it really changed the momentum of the game.
Yeah, it was time for us to step up. They made a run, and we're making a comeback, and we knew that we could go back into the dugout and hit and score some more and pretty much just put them away. And so that opportunity was just something that we really took advantage of. And then the fans just going absolutely crazy pretty much the entire inning, just did nothing but help us out.
Let's go to the second row, and then up to the front.
Chapel Fowler for State for Eric. You mentioned wanting to be better with runners in scoring position last night. Obviously, 8th inning was that, but before that, some bases loaded opportunities you didn't exactly capitalize on. What do you kind of attribute those early inning struggles to, that 5th, 6th, 7th frame?
Yeah, well, some of them weren't struggles. Darren Purify lined out to third, and then Alden Mathis lined out to right. I mean, those, you can't ask guys to do better than that. Now, we did have a strikeout with the bases loaded, maybe once or twice, but yeah, I mean, I like our offense a lot. We can score and score quick, and we're not gonna do it every single time. Our goal is not to, I'd love to say that we do it 100% of the time, but that's just not baseball. But if it doesn't happen, it's not going to be because of a lack of effort. These guys have a very good approach. We have very good coaches, Coach Schnabel, Coach Mazer, and then all these guys that are just bought in, plus Ben Paulson, Phil Pohl. You got so many people that are, helping these guys with their swings, their plate decisions, their approach, just whatever. And yeah, I mean, it's our guys have been pretty good finding ways to score runs. It just was, facing good pitching, high stakes environment. It's not always going to work out, but they found a way to make it work there in the 8th and pick us up for some of those, opportunities we didn't capitalize on earlier in the game.
Let's go to the front row.
Coach, you talked about going into this regional how confident you were in your pitching, particularly the bullpen. You kind of were adamant about that Thursday. Just talk a little bit about how some of the guys on the back end of that staff performed this weekend, how big that was.
I think it was huge that we got 2 good starts from Smith and Canuck, and really was able to shrink the game for us. Where the first game, the bullpen guys come in. I think it was Garris, Malstad, Gordo, who all put zeros up in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And then last night, just same thing, really good job with everyone that went in there, Malstad and Titsworth, McGovern, and then Gordo finishing it off. And then tonight, I mean, I guess we didn't, looking back on it, we didn't pitch that many guys, but when your starters give you a little bit of length, that certainly helps things. Having Tristan Smith back and healthy and Aiden Canuck doing his thing, and then plus so many weapons on the back end. And I know we had a stretch there where, we hit a little bit of a rut. The starters weren't going very far in the game. The bullpen was getting overused and overextended, but it feels like these guys are, we're clicking on all cylinders right now and have a ton of confidence, playing good defense and pitching well and getting timely hits, and that's exactly what you want going into the postseason.
Okay, we've got time for 2 more. We're gonna go here in the 2nd row and the 3rd row and then wrap it up.
Coach Trevor Gross, TigerNet.com. Kind of a 2-part question. Jimmy had his last week's hero against Louisville. He had kind of a slow start to this regional, but he drove in 2 of your first 4 runs tonight. That must have been good to see him get going. And also Cam, just doing what stars do, and there in the 8th inning, that leadoff homer really opened the floodgates.
It did, and yeah, Jimmy's homer, Cam's homer, they're all big, but our lineup is so long, and we've got the first 7 guys pretty much are the same, and then we interchanged Jacob Jarrell and Nolan Naraki a lot at DH in the 8 hole, and then Jaron Purifies in the 9 hole. So we just have, just stability and consistency with the lineup now, but you have so many weapons, you have so many home run threats, so many good hitters. You don't need everyone to be hot. You just need contributions, and that's what everyone understands, is that instead of guys just going up there like we've talked about as independent contractors, they're going up there connected, having one quality at bat after the next, and that's when we have our biggest innings, when guys just find their way on base. And even when, like Jimmy had a couple of walks, a few guys had some walks tonight. We drew 8 walks tonight. But that's huge, because then that double is, scores a couple of runs. So I love our lineup, love the guys in it, and just, feel really good about not just guys like Blake and Jimmy, who now have over 20 home runs, and Hindy right behind that, but just the 1 through 9 ability, combination of speed and power, and just good hitters.
All right, final question.
Coach Chris Handy, CUTigers.com. D1 Baseball on Twitter's posted a picture of you out there on top of the right field fence in front of Cajun Cafe, just sitting here thumbing through the comments. And apparently you guys have picked up a bunch of Michigan fans. It says here, as a Michigan fan, I'm rooting hard for Clemson, but it breaks my amazing blue heart. When you get that kind of support from your former school on top of what you got here, what does that say about you as far as, what you've done and accomplished, not only in Michigan, but what you've done so far here?
I don't know. I loved our time at Michigan, and so proud of Team 153 and what they accomplished, and playing for a national championship, and all the teams there. And you fall in love with the players and the families, and you just try to create a positive experience for everybody, that they're going to make friendships that are going to last a lifetime, and have memories that when we have these reunions, they're going to talk about very fondly, and think that their experience here is something that is absolutely priceless, and there's no amount of money that they would trade. And that's usually anchored in with the success you have on the field. So very proud of the time at Michigan, and very proud of what Team 127 is doing here at Clemson. So excited to continue the Wright page 127 of the Clemson history book with these guys, and look forward to competing next weekend.
All right, thank you, gentlemen, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.